Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and hoping you're having a good day today. There might be a little bit extra videos today than usual because there is a lot of good news. Funny enough, when I come back, there is just not a lot of news really popping off. It just seems a little bit videos here and there, but it seems there is a lot of news today, so that is good. So that being said, I'll be doing the most reports that I can. I'll try to keep videos to a little bit low to kind of see what's going on here. Just because I know people kind of consume more of a shorter end type of videos, and sometimes I try to do that, but not all the time. I can't because there's just so much information that I have to go over and kind of explain to people that it's difficult to do so. So without further ado, I'll get directly into this. It looks like Elon Musk is doing as he requested, or as he said, because he is currently beginning to do layoffs as of today. I have a lot of information today. This is a 6-minute read. I don't know if I'll do the entire thing, but I'll see what I can get through. Alright, ladies and gentlemen? Alright, it goes on to say, Twitter has told employees it would notify them about headcount reductions on Friday, a move that comes about a week after billionaire Elon Musk acquired the social media company. The company, in a message sent to staff on Thursday, didn't spell out the contents of the cuts. Twitter had more than 7,500 employees at the start of this year, according to a regulatory filing. The email seen by the Wall Street Journal said employees would receive a message by 9 a.m. PT Friday about whether they were affected. The staff rejections were intended to place Twitter on a healthy path, according to the company's email. We recognize that this will impact a number of individuals who have made valuable contributions to Twitter, but this action is unfortunately necessary to ensure the company's success moving forward, the company added. Later, Thursday night, a growing number of Twitter employees said that they had lost access to their company's Slack and email accounts. Shack. Well, I guess it would be a shack in some capacity. And an apparent sign that they were among those being laid off. Looks like I am unemployed, y'all, wrote one on Twitter. Layoffs cap at tumultuous period for Twitter staff that began in April when the company first disclosed Mr. Musk had become its largest individual shareholder. Mr. Musk then agreed to join Twitter's board before deciding not to. Yeah, because there what seems to be a lot of corruption going on board. So like the mad lad that he is, he decided to, buy it. Weeks later, Mr. Musk raised questions about the deal, then tried to abandon it before reversing course again last month and saying he would go ahead with the transaction. Along the way, he at times criticized the company and its executives. So this is not really too do much news bearing here. I would say that Elon Musk did the correct approach. I think it was more of a 300 IQ type move where he essentially was baiting them, in my opinion, and trying to get more of the information out. Because now that we knew that there was bots and other stuff that was going out, obviously anything that he says or does will remain mostly public and it's spread out far and wide. So technically, doing that, people got the gist of how bad how bad the actual, I would say, Twitter has been, which we all knew. But for people that are not known to it or ignorant to it, they got known now. On Wednesday, employees familiar with the attention were sharing estimates ranging from more than 2,000 to nearly 3,700 to 3,750 layoffs, the latter equating to about half of the number of employees Twitter had at the beginning of this year. Signs of pushback against Twitter's actions emerged in the wake of the apparent dismissals. In a federal lawsuit dated Thursday, a handful of Twitter employees accused the company of violating federal and California law and failing to provide enough warning of a mass layoff. Well, I hate to say this, but majority of companies most likely do this, where they don't allow you to know about when the layoff is happening. But Elon Musk has very much so announced that they were going to lay off people, and he sent an email, etc., which we were going through, by the way, when he was going to announce the layoffs. So this is no real surprise cookie here. Lawsuit filed in California federal court by five former employees of Twitter who said they were terminated this week said the company's layoffs violated the Federal Worker Adjustment and Restraining Notification Act and its California equivalent, which require giving 60 days of advance written warning of dismissing a large number of employees out of a company at once. The lawsuit asked the court to to issue an order blocking Twitter from alleged violations of the acts. Twitter didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Well, obviously, you wouldn't want to. You don't respond to a request for comment on stuff that is not that you're going to be doing for a legal issue. That's normally a legal issues 101. Is that you don't explain any of your legal problems unless addressed by your lawyer. So yeah, they're probably not going to say much if that's really the case. Mr. Musk has long expressed a little appreciation for managerial roles instead of emphasizing the values of technical talent. He reiterated that view shortly after taking over Twitter, tweeting Sunday, "There seem to be 10 people managing for every one person coding," in response to a user who asked what viewed as the company's biggest problem. In April, as Mr. Musk was moving to buy Twitter, entrepreneur Jason Calacanis, that's his name? We're just going to call him Jason. A close ally suggested cutting the number of Twitter employees to roughly 3,000 to according to messages between the two, which were released a part of litigation around the transaction. Now, I do understand that, guys, that when you, I think what the problem with what Elon Musk was having is that there was an oversaturated amount of people in the company that was working, not doing anything, just laying off and doing stuff like that. And I may believe I'll even try to get a video of this woman potentially accordingly or allegedly showing this walk off of all the stuff that was happening in Twitter and people not working and stuff like that, or something along those lines, to where they're just not working. And if you're having a huge pretty much a mass of people just you have employed, but they're not actually working or working very little, and then they come out and, you know, kind of say that, oh, well, you know, there's just costing Twitter money. Yeah, you're going to get a massive amount of layoffs. It seems that this is more of a massively bad managerial problem than anything. So I guess say the ex-CEOs and ex-staff at Twitter are for the blame for this. Because I'm going to be honest. If I have a company, and if I am doing all this stuff, obviously I am not going to go to the far-reaching end of oversaturating or over-hiring employees and have them sit on their ass and do absolutely nothing and have my company waste money for no reason. That's just stupid. That's a bad business model, and part of the reason why Twitter was failing to begin with. Twitter's employees' numbers began climbing in 2019 after ranging between approximately 3,000 and 4,000 for several years. Twitter has said that the increase in recent years was driven by investments in engineering, product design, and research. Even more officially taking control at Twitter, Mr. Musk had indicated that he was concerned about the company's expenses. Twitter has posted a loss in eight of its past 10 fiscal years, according to Fact Check. Yeah, which is probably, like as I said, overhiring people and having Twitter just not function as a company. Mr. Musk moved quickly to make personnel changes at the top of the company. Last week, on the same day he closed the deal, he fired Twitter chief executive Parag Agrawal and 3 other top executives. Mr. Musk fired the executive for cause and saying he isn't required to pay them multi-million-dollar severance packages, the journal reported. Other executives have departed since. Yeah, I would agree. I don't think that they should be paying that much exactly in general, especially if your company is suffering. I may believe one of the Nintendo CEOs, or at least one of the executives, I may believe, also cut his salary check to help Nintendo in dying and trying times. So, I mean, there you have a good example of a good executive / CEO, where you have these guys are just trying to reaping in the massive checks. So, that's pretty much mostly it. I'll read at the very bottom here because I think this is the biggest point here. Tech companies beyond social media also have embarked on belt tightening that is leading to job losses and hiring freezes on Thursday. Ride-hailing company Lyft and Uber and payment company Stripe announced major layoffs, and Amazon EC said it would freeze corporate hiring for months. Yeah, because the way the economy is right now, most companies cannot keep the amount of people going on, and this is all due to Biden being completely incompetent and hemorrhaging, I would say, the economy to a great extent. So therefore, a lot of companies have to lay off people and stuff like that, and people can't find work or going hungry because of Biden policies. This is just exactly the way things are going. So, all that great stuff that I have, it seems that the quarter has come out and said this, that Twitter layoffs begin in 12 hours. They have so many employee folks just have to sit in front of their computers and wait. Building has been locked down, badges have been disabled. Now, I will post this up so you guys get to see, so we'll go over it together. So, team, In an effort to place Twitter on a healthy path, we will go through the difficult process of reducing our global workforce on Friday. We recognize that this will impact a number of individuals who have made a valuable contribution to Twitter, but this action is unfortunately necessary to ensure the company's success moving forward. Given the nature of our distributed workforce and our desire to form impacted individuals as quickly as possible, communications for this process will take place via email by 9 a.m. PST on Friday, November 4th. Everyone will receive an individual email with the subject line, your role at Twitter. Now, I'll finish this. Please check your email, including your spam folder. If your employment is not impacted, you will receive a notification via your Twitter email. If your employment is impacted, you will receive a notification with steps via your personal email. If you do not receive an email from Twitter hour by 5 p.m. PST on Friday, November 4th, please email peoplequestions@twitter.com. Now, I'm going to assume that this email or this notice was given to people beforehand. I may believe because it said on November 4th. So unless they got it immediately, I would assume that they got this probably either on Tuesday or almost as quickly as Elon Musk pretty much said that they were going to remove people. So I think in this essence, they got it in a good enough time. To help ensure the safety of employee as well as Twitter systems and customer data, our offices will be temporarily closed and all badge access will be suspended. If you are in an office on your way to an office, please return home. We acknowledge this is an incredibly challenging experience to go through, whether or not you are impacted. Thank you for continuing to adhere to Twitter policies that prohibit you from discussing confidential company information on social media with the press or elsewhere. We are grateful for your contributions to Twitter and for your patience as we move through all of this process. Thank you, Twitter. And we have more of this great, fantastic news, guys, from Tim Pool himself that actually says what is going on. Now, we'll have to see whether all this is true or not, but we'll see. Again, this will be blown up for you guys. You're fired. Hello, as shared earlier today, Twitter is conducting a workplace reduction to help improve the health of the company. Blah, 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 blah. Today is your last working today at the company. However, we will remain employed by Twitter and will receive compensation and benefits through your separation date of February 2nd, 2023. So it's still giving them compensation to, help them get on their feet, still let them move. So I don't think how they're all that bad, considering they're still getting compensation for at least two months. So that's still good. I mean, that's good when a company does this because it still lets you, have money in your pockets to find a new job, etc., etc. But if you can't find a new job by then, well, that may be more than likely your fault. During this time, you'll be a non-working notice period, and your access to a Twitter sets will be deactivated. While you're not expecting to work during the non-working period, the working notice period, you are still required to comply with all company policies, including the employee playbook and code of conduct. Within a week, you will receive details of your severance, offer financial resources extending beyond your non-working notice period. At that time, you will receive a separation agreement and a release of claims and other offboarding. Apologize, my... almost died there. Alright, apologize. You're safe! Hello! Thank you for your patience through this transition and for your commitment to the important work you do at Twitter. We are sending this email to confirm that your employment is not impacted by today's workforce reduction. Throughout the last week, Elon has spent time with a number of employees, customers, partners, policymakers, and Twitter users. He is looking forward to communicating with everyone about his vision for the company soon. We know you likely have a number of questions, and we will have more information to share next week. In the meantime, please note that until Monday, Birdhouse is temporarily offline. Our office buildings are temporarily closed, and all badge access is temporarily suspended. Offices will reopen on Monday, November 7th. Thank you for continuing to demonstrate respect for impacted colleagues as we navigate these changes. As a reminder, we expect you to continue to comply with company policy by refraining from discussing confidential company information on social media with the press or elsewhere. We look forward to working with you on Twitter's exciting future. Twitter. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like it seems like these guys are not in the greatest of places, but I digress. It seems that this is going quite well, maybe for people on our side, but not so well for the blue-haired lunatics, which also seems that that they've been laid off. Now, I can't feel, like I said this before, I can't really feel sorry for these people because one thing is for sure that I do think that there are a lot of employees that would like to that are more on the far left side, and they'll become deranged and whatnot for all this type of stuff. Now, obviously, I would say that if there are people that have felt like they've been wrongly fired, etc., please do not feel that you cannot contact me through jamreports0@gmail.com, because I will gladly take that report and I will do an absolute interview with you and have you explain your concerns, etc., about this type of stuff. So, yeah. I don't mind doing interviews with people saying they're being wrong, also but maybe correcting you. But if you feel like you've been wrongly fired, don't feel bad. Do not hesitate to contact me, etc., So you know the deal. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care.